Looks like it's on.
It's on.
It's on?
But it needs to be up.
It's on, but it's not picking up.
I got you.
Okay, thanks.
It's up as loud as it'll go. I think you're in. I think it's about as loud as it's going to go here as I can tell.
Let me start all over again. Let me just say good morning to everybody and ask a question. One question. Are there any Democrats here? Yay! So that's what I'm talking about, and that's the reason that I'm here. And you're asking, well, who are you? Well, my name is David Hudson, and I'm the last Democrat that was elected to the legislature from Tyler, Texas. So I'm here to be a part of this crowd and enjoy the morning and enjoy meeting some new friends and associating with some old friends. But I'm also here to introduce 3 really great candidates for public office in this election, 3 really great Democrats. And I want you to, as I introduce them, we're going to do them one at a time, and you know them because you met with them, you voted for them, and you're going to have an opportunity to vote for them again very, very soon. And so we're going to go through these one at a time, and I'm going to start with our candidate for the United States Congress, Jamar Jefferson.
Never in history before have we had a moment such as this, to where we become united, moving forward with the hope in our hearts to help improve this district. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of people are suffering. And Democrats, we are here to help them. Who believe in hope? If you believe in hope, stand up. I need you to stand up if you want us to win. If you want to turn Texas into a state that represents all people, this is the time for us to begin to be a light shining on a hill. I've been through the 17 counties, and all I heard was, we need to be united. People need hope now more than ever. And Democrats, JJ, and the rest of the Democrat slate, we are here to deliver it for the people. I'm running for Congress because I care about people. I'm running for Congress to be the example of how we should be now moving forward into the future, where we address the issues of poverty. We defend privacy rights of women. We get people off drugs. We talk about helping our veterans. We need a VA here in this district. We don't need a new prison. We need a VA. We need to make sure that our teachers are properly paid. And no matter who you are, Republican or Democrat, you are American and all that that means. And we should act American and be united as Americans. And Democrats, we have to lead the charge to be the hope once again. I'm Jamar Jefferson, and I'm running for Congress because I care. And we're going to be what? Transformational moving forward. And remember this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm Jamar Jefferson, your next congressman for this great district. Thank you so much. And we're ready to vote.
JJ, thank you for those inspirational words. We're looking forward to having a new congressman from the 4th Congressional District, and we're going to support you to make sure that that happens. Our next speaker, I have a really particular fondness for, because he's the person who's going to hold the job that I once held. And that's Cody Grace, our candidate for the Texas House of Representatives.
Good morning. Let's turn this mic up so you can hear me. It's all the way. Okay. I'm Cody Grace, and I'm running to be your next state House representative. David was the last Democrat. I'm going to be the next Democrat. I want to make sure that we're paying our teachers what they need to be paid. I want to make sure that they are raising the children in the classroom every single day because they are raising the future of the state of Texas, right? So I want to make sure that we're taking care of those teachers every single day because they're taking care of our future every single day. And how many of you have children in the school system right now? Anybody? All right. How many of you have been told that for some reason you can't have something, your child just doesn't have the right outcome that you want? How many of you are mad about that? I know I'm mad about that. My daughter's part of the 504 program right now. She suffers from dyslexia, and every day in the classroom she struggles. We need to make sure that we're putting every effort we can into our public education system so those struggling students can succeed and be the future leaders of this nation.
Amen.
That's right. We need to also take care of our teacher retirement because those teachers, every teacher that I've talked to has an issue with their retirement. They're not getting a cost of living upgrade. They're not able to pay their bills. They're working multiple jobs. We need to take care of that.
We don't get Social Security.
We don't get Social Security. We don't get TRS is just not good. I worked in the public education or disability. I worked in the public education system. I made $8.24 an hour. When I left, my TRS had $800 in it. How am I supposed to live on that? I'm not. I had to go start my own business just to be successful in this community. So this is why it's important for people like Mike and people like David, and every one of these Democrats out here to make sure that we're voting in a direction that pushes our state to the next level. And I know Mike Collier is going to do that. So thank you. I'm Cody Grace, and I'm running to be your state representative for House District 6.
Thank you, Cody. I just have to tell you and each and every person here, there's not been a state representative from this district that I felt like I could talk to or have confidence in it since I left the job. So I'm looking forward to that. Change when Cody gets elected in November with your help and your vote and your support.
Yes.
Now, the next speaker is also very important to me because Mike Collier and I know all there is to know about state government. Mike knows all there is to know, and I know the rest. Like Cody, there hadn't been a lieutenant governor in this state that I felt like I could talk to or that I had confidence in or that was my friend since Bill Ratliff held that job. And Bill, I know you've heard, Bill, who's a lifetime Republican, but a dedicated Texan who believes in the best things for this state, has endorsed Mike Collier. I was gonna vote for Mike anyway, but now I'm gonna round up all of my friends and all of my neighbors, and I hope you'll do the same thing to join all of us in making Mike Collier the next Lieutenant Governor of the state of Texas. Mike.
Well, thanks everyone. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me in the back? We'll talk loud. Well, thanks everyone. My name is Mike Collier, and I'm the candidate for Lieutenant Governor. I believe I'll be the next Lieutenant Governor. And I really appreciate you coming. Before we get too deep into this, I live where hurricanes hit, and one's really barreling down on Florida. And I just hope everybody just keeps Florida and all the good people there in your thoughts and prayers. I'm very worried about it. So I'm delighted to say a few words. Of course, we're all friends. I come here all the time. I come to Tyler in East Texas all the time. Very, very honored to be endorsed by Bill Ratliff, who, as you know, is not only a senator for a long time, but also stood in that position as Lieutenant Governor. And he believes in democracy. His expectation of me, should I become the Lieutenant Governor, is to make sure that the Senate is a deliberative body that represents all Texans. And that's precisely what my ambition is. And I want to specifically today talk to you about public education.
Yes.
And the reason why I want to talk to you about public education is that I believe that if we don't get public education right, we're not going to get anything right. With me, it all starts with public education. And that's why I'm in this to begin with. And you may know that I've been working on this for many years.
Yes.
And what motivated me to do this was public education. I was in the business world, as you know, certified public accountant, doing audit work in the energy industry. And I read we were going to cut public education by $5.5 billion because we had a deficit coming. And I said, now just hold on 1 second. My property taxes, which pays for public education, are going up. And now you're telling me that there's no money for schools. I smelled a rat. Something is wrong. Folks aren't being honest with us about neither property taxes nor public education. So I decided, as a CPA, what does a CPA do? He does his homework, or her homework. And I decided that our leaders were not being honest with us. Our property taxes go up, and there's no money made available for schools. And it's wrong, wrong, wrong. So, as Lieutenant Governor, I promise you 2 things, among others: honest accounting around taxes, so that property taxes don't go up, they should go down. And at the same time, properly fund public education. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I want to say a word about vouchers.
No.
The only time in this little presentation where I'll mention my opponent's name, Dan Patrick, the incumbent, is to share with you that he is determined to implement a voucher system for private schools in the state, and that will not happen when I'm Lieutenant Governor. No way. In fact, I think we should put that in the Constitution, that we will not have vouchers for private schools, because look what that will do to the public schools here in Tyler and in East Texas. It will be devastating. It'll siphon off all that money that should be going to your schools. You'll find that property taxes keep going up, funding for schools keeps going down. You'll be seeing schools closed. You'll be seeing teachers, many of whom are really, really worried about their career choice. You'll see them leave. And it's such a bad answer for the state. And so a vote for Dan Patrick is a vote for vouchers and higher property taxes and less funding for schools. And a vote for Mike Collier is a vote for lower property taxes and more funding for public education. Now let's talk about what we'll do with that money. And you know, I forgot when I was starting my campaign to mention to my staff that I actually was a junior high teacher. I taught trumpet lessons after school in junior high. I did that for a couple of years. I can't believe I didn't mention it to her, but I can tell you, I know how hard it is to teach. I was a 22-year-old and I've been bullied by a 7th grader. Go imagine.
Oh, yeah.
It is not as easy as it looks, folks. So I really appreciate teachers. But what I know about teaching, I know from talking to you, not from my own experience. And when I talk to teachers around the state, I ask them, what will it take for us to have the best public schools in the state? And here's what they tell me. And you tell me if I'm wrong. First of all, smaller class sizes, so you can actually teach. And then special education support, so that if you have a child with dyslexia or on the autism spectrum, you have somebody who's trained to deal with that challenge. And then we need more counselors to build relationships with students.
Yes.
Our ratio of counselors to students is very low, and they're working on testing, which means they aren't doing their job as counselors. And when we think about the danger in our schools, one of the big solutions for school safety is not arming teachers. That's a bad, bad idea.
No.
It's counselors who can build relationships with those children and intervene when trouble is coming. When there's a gathering storm, you have an adult who has relationships to do something about it. And I think that we need to pay teachers properly so they feel very good about their career decisions. And then they have to feel secure in their retirement. Now, these are the things that we need to do for teachers, which the state is not doing. And this is what I'll do and fight for as your Lieutenant Governor. And also teach to the test. Let me say one word about teaching to the test. Teaching to the test is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I say that as an accountant. I mean, I measure everything. So I'm not against measuring, but I know that if you have a metric system that's ill-designed, it'll do more damage than it does good. And you know that teaching the test is a disaster. Parents know it. Students know it. I'll tell you who else knows it. Employers know it. And college professors know it. Because critical thinking skills is declining.
Yes.
Are declining. Maybe I need more education. Critical thinking skills are declining. And if we don't have critical thinking skills, that is a very, very bad answer to the state. We do need to have testing and diagnostics, but I think people who understand education, who've been in the classroom, should design it. And for me as Lieutenant Governor, I won't be happy until teachers say, this metric system is good. It helps me be a better teacher.
Thank you.
So, sure. And these are the things we're going to do. I think, and I'm not going to mention anything today because time is limited about the importance of community colleges. But
Yes.
community colleges are an absolute engine, a driver of our prosperity as a state. So important to our young people. And I think tuition at our great universities has gone way up because the state has lost its way.
Yes.
And when I went to a great Texas university, I happened to have gone to UT, don't hold it against me. It didn't cost us an arm and a leg. We didn't go into debt. My middle class family got through it just fine, as did all the other children in my family. We have to get back to that. So if I had more time, we'd talk about the other things that are on the ballot, like fixing the damn grid.
Yes.
And I'll come back and we'll talk more about that. But I wanted to take the time available to me today to talk to you about the importance of public education and to make sure that you knew that when I'm done as Lieutenant Governor, if I'm honored to be your Lieutenant Governor, they will say of our state, we have the best public schools in the nation. So thank you so much. Thank you very much.